Hello and welcome back to Norty's Forgotten Flicks. Since 2017, Blumhouse has been kind of on a roll with their horror films. From Split to Get Out to Happy Death Day, the company that was mostly hit and miss when it came to horror, at least critically as they usually made money, have been pretty on point lately, for the most part. But one film they released back in 2017, well, not a bomb, didn't make as much money as they wanted, and didn't get the greatest reviews, but personally I thought it was great. It was one of my favorite movies of the year, and still my biggest surprise. And that would be The Belko Experiment. Directed by Greg McLean, well known for the Wolf Creek movies and written by Guardians of the Galaxy mastermind James Gunn, The Belko Experiment follows an office building in rural Colombia that houses 80 employees. What does this company do?
Belko is a non-profit organization that facilitates American companies in South America in the hiring of American workers.
Business things. One day, once all 80 employees arrive, steel shutters encase all the doors and windows, trapping everyone inside. Their CEO tells them to kill 2 of their co-workers, or else 4 of them will be killed at random. At first they think it's a joke, but it's not. Now, while some try to find an escape, others are all in for this game of kill or be killed. So yeah, it's basically Battle Royale in an office building, or the Hunger Games in an office building, or the Running Man in an office building. So yeah, this basic premise has been used many times before, but the reason I don't mind it being used so much is because I really like this story. To me, it's one of the most horrifying situations you can be in. Trapped and have to kill someone in the same situation as you, just trying to survive. Could you do it? It's a scary thought, and this movie goes about it in a way I think would be most likely to happen. They start out mostly just trying to survive, but eventually would give into the madness. It's not an evil thing, it's just a trying to survive thing. If you're wondering how these heads explode if they don't kill enough people, it's because they've implanted chips in the back of their skulls, which they said was to ward off kidnapping. And this is something I don't buy. In what world would anybody let their employers implant them with something? Holy shit. I would tell you about the main characters, except this movie doesn't really have any. Or should I say, it has way more than usual. It gives development and follows around at least a dozen people. And then kills them. Yeah, unlike most movies like this, The Belko Experiment doesn't deal with having a set hero that you can easily tell is going to make it. Instead, it gives us several characters that you get to know pretty well and will just flat out murder them pretty early on. Let's for a small example take Yondu. Yes, that's actually Michael Rooker. Pretty big name compared to the rest of the cast, has this nice little thing going on with his rookie maintenance worker. They're working on a plan to escape, and then he dies 30 minutes in. He's like the 5th one to go. Some of them are shown to have families. Think they're going to make it? You'll have to watch to find out. That creates some pretty big suspense because you have no idea who's going to make it out of this. That to me makes this stand out against stuff like Battle Royale and the Hunger Games. Besides that, it does back it up with a very creepy atmosphere and this sense of claustrophobia. Most of the characters do fit into stereotypes, but they're likable enough, except for the obvious villains. There's the paranoid one, the one with common sense, the easily frightened one, the asshole, the paranoid guy. I already said the paranoid guy, but there's several paranoid guys. There's a lot of paranoid guys, let's just say that. But it's a James Gunn movie, so it also has a lot of humor.
That was hardcore, bro.
The very beginning plays a Spanish version of I Will Survive. That pretty much sets the tone. But it's a kill or be killed movie, so how are the death scenes? They're alright. A few of them get a bit creative, but they don't go too far since this movie is much more of a suspense film, and that it does great. This is an intense film. There is no escape, and once people start to go into survival mode, it becomes horrifying. In fact, my favorite scene is Hitchcock levels of suspense. Asshole boss Barry lines up a group of people to be assassinated by getting shot in the back of the head. The common sense likable Mike is at the end of the line, and as the murders start, it gets scary.
You motherfucker! Who the fuck are you to decide who lives and dies? You will rot in hell for
It's not too late, man. I forgive you, okay? Just give me that gun.
Mike Meltz is trying to get me to give him my gun, Barry. I didn't do it.
Bully for you. Shoot him.
No, Terry, listen to me. Look at me, Terry. No, Terry, no.
How does it end? You'll just have to watch to find out. Gore hounds will love it. There's plenty of blood, it embraces the R rating, and is overall pretty well directed and acted. And it does kind of work as a satire. Let's just say I would not be surprised if the place I work for did this to me one day. I do feel it could have gone a little farther though. It could have talked more about class structure. I mean, it kind of does, with the boss and elites at the top being the more evil ones who choose who lives and dies. But I think it could have been more clever to have them try to trick the middle class desk jobs against the lower tier jobs like the security guards and maintenance workers. Probably my biggest problem is the fact that they kill off my favorite character. But they don't just kill them off. They kill them off in the most unceremoniously way possible. In fact, fuck it. I'll just tell you who it is, but it's gonna be spoiler heavy, so if you don't want to know, go to this point in the video. I'll give you 3 seconds. Okay? 3, 2, 1. It's Danny. Danny is the person. Good guess. Good guess. She is awesome. She's smart, resourceful, clever, and she could have easily won this thing, but then that asshole Barry just shoots her in the head when she gets off the elevator. Fuck you, James Gunn. And since I'm already here, let's just talk about the ending. So after Mike kills the CEO and scientists, he goes outside and we see that he is being watched, along with others who have gone through the similar experiences. The problem here is obvious. They blatantly ripped off my short film 30, another film to use the kill or be killed scenario. It is the exact same ending. Soul survivors thrown into phase 2 with other soul survivors that the audience never knew about. I'm suing! I am suing their asses. You see, this is what happens. And you put all of this work into a film, and then someone more famous than you comes and just steals your freaking idea, makes more money than you, and it's just not fair, and that's why we have to kill everyone. Boy, I got really off track. Anyway, The Belko Experiment is great. In my opinion, still the most underrated movie of 2017. It's gory, suspenseful, with enough humor to add charm. As I said, it didn't make that much money, but hopefully it becomes a cult classic. So, my head is really starting to hurt. But anyway, thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time. Oh God, it fucking hurts. Ugh.